Hello and welcome to the IBM Cloud Developer Certification Section 5.4 lab. In this lab we will be exploring the source code management capabilities inside DevOps services. Just as in lab 5.3, begin by forking the provided project. Log into DevOps services and point your browser to the URL provided in the lab document. Fork the project by clicking on the Fork Project button. In the pop-up dialog, enter a unique name for the new project. Then check the box to make this a Bluemix project and select an appropriate Bluemix space. Wait a moment for the new project workspace to set up. Once the project is ready, click on the Git icon located along the left vertical column. The Git repository view, or Git view, is organized into two panes. The left pane shows any staged or outgoing changes, any incoming changes, and the active branch's history. The right pane, taking up the majority of the screen, shows any working directory changes and provides the functionality to select the changed files, enter a commit message, and stage the files for a push. The process of forking a project causes changes to occur in the files. Notice there are two files listed in the right pane. Click on each one to get a view of what has changed. The .gitignore file is used by Git to list all the files and directories in the project that should be ignored by Git. Things like the Bluemix launch configuration and build artifacts generally do not need to be tracked by Git and should not be committed to the master branch. The project.json file is used by DevOps services to identify your project. It should remain unchanged and can be committed to the master branch. Enter a commit message. Something simple like initial project creation is fine. Check the box to select all, and then click the Commit button in the top right. Notice that the Working Directory Changes pane on the right is now empty, and a new entry is made in the Outgoing section of the left pane. This is called Staging a Commit. At this point, the master branch is still unchanged and will remain unchanged until you push that outgoing commit. If there were any incoming changes from other branches, you might need to merge them together with your outgoing changes, and you would have the opportunity to do so now. Click on the Push button now, and note that the history is updated to include your commit. Any other branches would be able to pull this commit and its changes into their working local copy. Next, we will configure DevOps services to perform a build of the code and have the build process trigger off a successful push to the master branch. The builder will watch the master branch for any new pushes, and when detected, it will automatically begin building the project into a deployable package. Click on the Build and Deploy button in the top right. The Build and Deploy pipeline view gives a high-level view of the various stages that are configured in the pipeline. Click on the Add Stage button now. A stage consists of a series of jobs that run in sequence and the input for those jobs. Stages can be configured to run automatically based on triggers. The input can be either the project source control management repository or build artifacts from a preceding stage. Input applies to all jobs in the stage. When a stage is run, the input is fetched. The files are placed in the working directory before each job starts. Jobs perform the work for a stage, such as building, deploying, and testing. The jobs in a stage run sequentially, and each job runs in a clean container environment. Files do not persist across job executions, so any dependencies required by the jobs must be provided in the stage input or installed as part of the job. Go ahead and give the stage a good name to identify it. We're creating a build stage, so we'll name it Build Stage. Note that the input for this stage is the source control management repository that contains the master Git branch of your project. Also note that the default has the stage run whenever a change is pushed to Git. These defaults are fine for now. Click on the Jobs tab at the top. Inside the Jobs tab, click the plus sign to add a job, then select Build. Under Builder Type, select NPM. Note that there are many builder types available to facilitate your project's specific needs, and further configuration options include setting the working directory, the build archive directory, and an option to stop the stage execution in the event of a job failure. Scroll to the bottom and click Save. We are automatically returned to the Build and Deploy Pipeline Overview pane, and the new stage is displayed. It is possible to start a build automatically by clicking the play button within the stage. Do this now. The stage starts running, and the build job status changes from pending to queued to running to succeeded. To view the logs from the build, click on the job status message. From the stage history view, we can see the history of all previous executions of this stage and download any artifacts generated as a result of a particular stage's execution. Next, we'll trigger this build stage to execute by pushing to the Git repository. Return to the Web GUI editor by clicking the Edit Code button in the top right. We'll need to introduce some change to the project code, so open the index.html file and change the h1 header tag to something new. Then switch to the Git repository view by clicking the Git icon on the left column. Note that the Source Control Management System detected a change in the working directory. Go ahead and enter an informative commit message, check the box next to index.html, then click the Commit button. The outgoing commit is now staged and ready to push. Immediately after pushing the commit, you'll want to switch over to the Build and Deploy view. You need to do this quickly in order to see the builder stage automatically start. But if you miss it, you can always view the details of the build in the History view. Go ahead and click on Push, and then immediately click on Build and Deploy. Observe the automatic execution of the build stage. This completes the IBM Cloud Developer Certification Section 5.4 lab. We'll explore DevOps services in more detail in the Section 5.5 lab.